Hello everyone, welcome. This is Jennifer with Creativity. I am an independent Stampin Up demonstrator and I am here tonight to have a little Christmas in July crafting time with you. As you can see, I have my antlers on. I'm so happy. Alright, come on in, let's get started. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Sunday. Let me get my desktop over here pulled up so we can see comments as we are going through our live today. It has been a hot day here today, busy day. So I'm hoping everyone has had a great Sunday. Come on over and let's get started. Got a couple of things I want to share with you, and then we will turn the camera around and get started. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, Mom. All right, trying to find me on, making sure I'm live and in the right location. All right, it shows I'm alive. So let's see where, oh, come on, don't start. All right, welcome everyone. All right, I got my laptop pulled up now. I can see comments as they are coming through. If you are joining me, drop a comment, say hi, and let me know where you are watching from. I always love to see that and all. Yes, ho, 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 Mom. Hello, Autumn. Hope you're doing well. All right, it's good to have y'all on here tonight. We are getting ready. Uh-oh, hard to find me tonight. I'm not sure why. I was a few minutes late in jumping on, so maybe that might be. I'm not sure. All right, so the request came in that we would do the Poinsettia bundle tonight. So even though we have our craft along next Monday, I went ahead and will be featuring the Poinsettia bundle again tonight as well. So, because there are so many projects we can do with this bundle. All right, we're getting ready to flip the camera and start our projects and sharing our projects with you. Excuse me. For those that don't know me, yes, I was a few seconds late. I think I got on at 8:04, 8:05 maybe. But I'm here. All right, guys, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. For those that don't know me, I am Jennifer, and I am a Stampin Up demonstrator. And I am with Creativity with Jennifer. Hello, Nikki. So welcome everyone. I am excited you are here. So I am going to flip the camera and we're going to get started. I have 3 cards tonight and a box to make. And this is a class of my Poinsettia, Pretty Poinsettia Bundle class to go. So how you can get the projects for free is when you place a minimum of a $40 order, you will get the kits for free. And I have the shopping link in my video. All right, don't forget tomorrow night is mystery stamping, and I will post the clues and also email them first thing in the morning, so you will have those. So mystery stamping is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is by the clues that I give you. You bring your supplies and we craft together with what you have, okay? So I will turn the camera around now, and hopefully this is going to work out. My battery is low, so I do have my phone on charge. So hopefully I can flip it without the cord showing, but let's see what happens. All right, hope everyone is having a fabulous Sunday. While we get this set up, let's see if I can make sure we're straight and focused. Ooh, not that close. All right, so we are going to be playing with the Pretty Poinsettia bundle tonight. This is the bundle that we will be using during our craft along time, which is next Monday. So thank you to everyone that has purchased that kit. As I am prepping them as we speak, so they can get ready to go out in the mail tomorrow. So if you did not get a kit, please come and watch the video. You are more than welcome to come and join us on our Facebook page here. And it is a free class to watch. And then if you did not get the kit in advance to craft with me, I will tell you during the video that night how you can get the kit as well. All right, guys, so this is our set that we are going to be using. It has these gorgeous dies with it. Also, this has the, hold on one second, let me get it so I can tell you the right name. Also, this bundle uses, yes, Autumn, I am too. I hope you're going to love the projects. All right, so these dies also use the impression plate, which gives the images a deeper cut in and look. But it is a rubber mat that you go through your cut and die machine. So I'll show you what they look like. Let me put that over here out of the way. All right, so, and then here is the stamp set. It's got Merry and Bright, Christmas Joy, 'Tis the Season, Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and Bright Christmas Wishes is the sentiments in this set. So I am going to slide these in here. I have pre-cut everything that we are going to need, so hopefully I will not have to step away or any of that good stuff. So these are the projects that we are going to be making tonight. And then I have this little treat box that I've made, and it says Bright Christmas Wishes on it. And then I have a York peppermint patty tucked in there. So, and I could probably get 2 peppermint patties in here that size. So what a great little gift for the holidays that you would be able to share with the coworkers, some church members, for your Sunday school or your small group sessions, sorority groups, any of those types of groups during the holiday. Or if you work craft fairs, this would be real cute to do as well. So those are the projects that we're going to do tonight. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. And I am going to start with this one first because I like it. It is simple, but also very pretty and elegant look. All right, so what we're going to start out with is our real red cardstock. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold that in half, and we're going to go ahead and get this take our bone folder and go across there, giving it that good sweep. And then we are going to set that aside because we've got some stamping to do before we go any further. We need to pull out our Peaceful Pine ink pad, and we need to pull out our real red ink, and then we need to get our stamps that's gonna say Christmas Joy And then we are going to actually stamp our poinsettia along with our little branches. All right, so let's get that out of there. Now, because I want my sentiment to be in the center, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that first. Hold on, let's see. What are you asking? Autumn, yes, I do have a tutorial if you place a $40 order, but after the video, I will send you a message, okay? So, but yes, if you do my free with the purchase class and place a minimum of a $40 order, you do get a written tutorial, step-by-step instructions, and all of that. But I will send you a message, Autumn, after we get done with our video, okay? Thank you, Debbie. All right, so I'm going to take my Christmas Joy, and I am stamping it in the Peaceful Pine. And again, I am walking it into the ink pad, and then I'm going to give it a little twist and shout, just because I want to, I should say jingle, jingle all the way, right? Since we're doing Christmas. So I want this in the center, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right in the center of my card. All right. And then I'm going to move that ink pad over, and I'm going to get my little trusty Real Red ink pad out. And then, you're welcome, Autumn. And then I'm going to get the poinsettia. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on a second. Ooh. All right. And then I'm going to tap it into my ink pad. And because this is my old ink pad, I don't have to do the walking. I do the tapping. And then I'm going to gently take it, and I'm going to position it at the top, and I'm going to press it down. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it at the bottom. All right, and then we're going to do it one more time, but this time I am going to stamp off just a little bit, so I need to get my scrap paper, especially since we're using red. I don't want it to get all over my desktop, because once red gets in one little spot, it is everywhere. So then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to stamp a little bit off here. Okay, now we're going to take our little branch into the Peaceful Pond again, and we are going to stamp right here. Okay, and then we're going to take this again, and you can position these wherever you want them to be. There is no certain place that I said they needed to go. I just did what I wanted here. So we're going to butt this one up right in there. And then we're going to do this one here. And that one there. Okay. Now this is done, but we've got our inside of our project here tonight. And what I did for the inside is I took, let's see, where's it at? So in this stamp set, you have 3 petal flowers. So I am only using one of the petals, and I'm stamping it in the Real Red, and I'm going to stamp that along the bottom of our card. And I'm going to do that all the way down. And it is so funny. I was not going to get this bundle, but I am so glad I did. Have you ever bought a bundle that you said, I don't need that one, and then you buy it and you fall in love with it? Well, that is what happened today with this. When I had started playing with this, getting ready for our craft along and all of that, I started playing with this set, and oh my gosh, I am just in love with it. It's kind of sad that Christmas in July is almost over. We've got one more Christmas in July class, and that's our craft along next Monday, which is July 27th. And that's going to be all the Christmas in Julys until we bring out Christmas. But I do have other Christmas projects coming up, so stay tuned for that. We have a one-day retreat coming up in October, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a retreat in a box or in person if you're local to me. And then also in November, we're going to have a big Christmas retreat as well. So be on the lookout for that. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and put our pages together. I'm going to take our Stampin' Seal and put on the inside. I'm going to turn our inside piece over. We're going to go ahead and put our Stampin' Seal on here. And then we are going to center that. Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our adhesive on here. And then this is going to go on the front side. All right. And now we're going to wrap this up with our in color dots, the 26, 28 in color dots. And we're going to take our pick tool. We're going to use our Peaceful Pine, and we're going to stick them on here like this, and then we're going to do a small one, and then we're going to do another big one right up here. So there is project number 1. Okay, there we go. That is project 1. All right, so let's move that over and let's go into project number 2. Let's go with this one here. So this one I did on thick basic white cardstock. I have Cherry Cobbler on here as the background. And then I embossed the Cherry Cobbler with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And then I cut out the pieces for the poinsettia in the basic white. And I'm going to hold it up so you can see the depth of the impression in the leaves. That is from that impression plate. So that is what it does. And then I took a piece of gold foil and cut out the leaves from the die here, from this die. So that is then that background. And then we use the scalloped blooms dies there to cut out the scallop for the sentiment there. And then I just left the inside blank. All right, so let's pull this one out. So I've got my thick basic white ready to go, and got my pieces here together. So we're going to go ahead and take our thick basic white and go ahead and fold it at the score mark. and take our bone folder, and we're going to run this across here. Give it that great varnish there. All right, and then I have already taken the cherry cobbler and have embossed it, so we're ready to put that on. I'm going to take my liquid glue tonight and use it for this piece. Remember, if you are using adhesive, because this is a 3D, you want to be careful with how hard you put pressure on it, because it will flatten your project. All right, and then if you're using liquid glue, you don't want to get too close to the edge with a heavy hand, because then it's going to goosh out and go all over your project. So we're going to put that on just like that. Now it is time to build our flowers. So this one. So what I did with this, I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see me very clearly. So we have 4 pieces here. So I started out with the bigger piece, which is this one here. All right, and then you add onto it as you go, and then you just kind of place these in the way that you want them, but also you're trying to alternate them to where it covers up all the holes, okay? Because you're going to make a full flower at the end is the goal. All right, so we're going to start there with that. And I'm going to just use just a little bit of liquid glue. Maybe. Did it clog up? Hold on one second. Hello, Nancy. Good to see you. All right, come on. Okay. And then we're going to just kind of place this in here to where we're going to build our flower center. Then we're going to do this one here the same way. And I'm only using a little bit of liquid glue there because I don't want a mess. Okay, so see how it's coming together there? So you just keep putting your pieces on it. And if you wanted it fuller than this, you could cut it over and over and over and just keep adding to the pieces. That is totally your decision. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we need to put our little piece of gold on here to put the center on the poinsettia. And so I'm going to use just a little bit of liquid here. It's trying to dry out on me because I'm not putting the top on it every time because I'm using it so often. But and I don't want to put too much glue, and I think I just put too much on there. Let me wipe some of that off. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take that and stick in the center. And then I'm going to hold that down just a few minutes. And I'm using my pick tool just to hold it down because when this glue gets on your fingers, if you have not used it, it's really sticky. So I just wanted it to hold off in there. All right, so now, there we go, stuck to my table. So there is our flower. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and let's do our embossing. I did the gold embossing on here. I am a big heat and emboss person during the holiday seasons. I just think it makes your projects pop a little more, and it is just so beautiful when you do that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take my little buddy and I'm going to rub over my cardstock. And once you do this, you don't want to touch your cardstock because this buddy has powder in it, and it takes all the static and stuff out of the cardstock itself, so you get a good, clean, crisp emboss. I am using the Versamark ink pad, and on here we are writing "'Tis the Season." Okay, so now we're going to tap it into our Versamark. And if you're new to this, you're not going to really be able to see it very well, but trust me, it's there. So you don't want to put your hand in it. All right, so I've got it down on there. Now I'm going to take my tray and I'm going to lift this up. And I'm going to hold it with my tweezers. I'm going to take my tray here with my gold embossing powder. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour this all over my project here. And then I'm going to shake it up, tap off. And I like to do it 2 times. That way I know I've got it good and covered. All right, tapping it off, and then you want to make sure you don't have any loose pieces around. If you do, take a paintbrush or a fine brush and knock it off so you don't get it everywhere, because if you have loose pieces on there, it's going to cover and stain once the heat hits it. All right, so let me put the top on that powder so I don't dump it. Now I'm going to cut my heat tool on, and it's kind of like a hair dryer. So just give me a second. It'll start turning in a second once it starts heating up. And that way you see it turning. That's how you know that it is set and ready to go. Okay, now we're ready to put this on our card now, so let's do this. So what I did on the back of here is I put some dimensionals on here. So we are gonna take, I'm using the minis because they fit really well on the leaves. And I'm gonna just stick them around. I'm gonna do one more here, and I did one in the middle. I did one in the middle, and then a couple around on the leaves, as you can see here. Well, there we go. Lordy, these bags don't want to come off. So now what we're doing is we are taking our flower here, and you're going to just kind of put it where you want it on your project. There is no certain place, but I did mine over to the side there. And then the foil piece, hold on a minute, I can't pick it up. I needed to, we've got to trim just a little bit of it off, so I'm going to snip that bottom piece off. And then I took our glue dots and put that on there. So let's take our glue dots here, and I'm just going to put it on the back of the leaves. Okay, and then let's do one more. All right, and then we're gonna take this and we are gonna slide these right up under here. All right, and then this, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put some dimensionals on here and pop up our sentiment that way. And I do like using dimensionals also on my holiday projects as well. All right. Okay. So now we're going to take this and we're going to kind of tuck it under just a little bit there, but make sure you don't cover up your wording. So that leaf is really in the way. There we go. We twisted it. There we go. All right. So you just work it around to where it fits. I should have probably put that up just a little bit, but that's okay. It'll work this way. All right, so here's project number 2. Okay. Such a pretty bundle here. I am so glad we got it. Again, don't forget, this is a class that you are able to get. So we will talk about that once we get done with our projects. Here is our third project that we are going to be doing. So on this one, I took our Peaceful Pine card base. I took another piece of the Peaceful Pine and I did the embossing of the Forever Plaid embossing folder there. Then I used a piece of the Real Red cardstock. The designer series paper is coming out of the paper that we used last week from the A Stitched season. So that is the designer paper there. And then this label is from the Nested Essential Dies. And then this is Real Red with the Peaceful Pine for the leaves behind there. All right, so let's start with this one. This one does have a lot of pieces to it, so we are going to just do one step here at a time so we don't get all of our pieces messed up. Have our Peaceful Pine card base here, so we're going to take it, fold it, and then take our bone folder and go through here and give it that great varnish there. And then I have the Peaceful Pine cardstock here, but I want to do something different on this one. I want to use some dimensionals on it. Let's see, seeing if I have a pack open over here. All those are minis. All right, so let's open this up. I did not do it on the sample, so I'm trying it on this one. So what I want to do is use dimensionals on this here. So let's see what it looks like. Because you know, I love me some popping up. All right. So, there we go. And these are the standard dimensionals here that I'm currently using. I have been using the minis, but these are the standard. I love our dimensionals. I think this is going to be real pretty. All right, let's get this kind of lined up here, centered on there. Place it down. Oh yeah, pretty. All right, then what we're gonna do is take our Real Red, and this one, hello Patricia. So for this one, we're going to just do our Real Red with our tape Stampin' Seal, and we're going to center that onto the Peaceful Pine. We have a piece of the basic white cardstock. We're going to just do the same thing. We're building layers on top of layers. So let's do that real quick. Okay. Now we have a piece of our designer series paper. So we're going to take this and we're going to put our adhesive on the back side of it. And this is going to go right in the center. All right. Now, let's go ahead. I want to do our stamping. For the inside, I do have a piece of basic white. With this being a dark card base, you do need a color, a lighter color for the inside. So if you stamp a message or write a message, you can do that. But I am going to just leave this blank. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Now, this is a fun technique that I love doing is I like dividing my colors when I stamp certain stamps. And this one was easy to do. So let me get the stamp cleaned off here. So what we're going to do is we are taking our Real Red and our Peaceful Pine, and we are going to stamp 'Tis the Season in the Peaceful Pine, and then Season is going to be in Real Red. So what I'm going to do, you can use masking tape to do this, or you can freehand. So let's just do this for the beginning. I am going to put some tape over Season so I don't get ink on it. And now all I have is 'Tis the Season showing. So we're gonna tap it, walk it, and twist it in the Peaceful Pine until you got it good and covered. And then what I'm gonna do is take off the tape, and I am going to stick Season in my Real Red. Now, with our ink pads, there is a seal on the side of the ink pad. I'm going to line this up and tap it into there using that rail as a guideline. Okay. Now we are going to take our chamois. It shouldn't be a problem, but I want to make sure. I got some ink up there in that top corner, so I wanted to get that off of my block just to be on the safe side. Gonna take this now and we're gonna stamp it in onto our label. And there we go. We've got the Peaceful Pine on the top and the Real Red on the bottom. So that is a cool technique that I love doing, is doing the two-tone inks when I do a project, especially during the holidays. All right, so now what I want to do is take my dimensionals, and I'm not going to do it yet, but I'm going to just put the dimensionals on the back side of that. I'm not ready to put that on yet, because we've got to build our poinsettia. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I love doing that as a technique. All right, so we got this one here. And so I don't stick to my desktop. I want to use, I thought I had my little silicone mat, but I don't know what I did with it. I thought I had it on my desk. There it is. So if you have one of our Stampin' Up silicone mats, when you go to use liquid glue, they are the best because it don't stick to it, and when it dries you can just peel it right off. So they're great for this part here when you're using liquid glue. All right, and that's of any sort of glue, whether it's our glue or just regular glue. They're perfect for when you do that. All right, so let's take this and let's put just a dab on the back. And then, like I said, we're going to build this. Now, this one is coming out of Real Red. All right, this is Real Red. And then I got a technique I want to share with you on this one as well. All right, so we're going to do this again. Oops. That might be a little on the heavy side, but let's see. So we're going to put that right there. And again, you're just building your poinsettia. All right, so we're going to take another little piece here. And there we go. Isn't that just so cool and so pretty? Too bad we can't have these in our Christmas in July season. Because I would so go buy one. All right, so we're going to take our little gold and put in the center. No, we're not doing that yet. I got a technique I need to show you. So what I wanted to do with this is to give it some touch that made it look real. Was I want to take the Real Red ink, and I'm going to take a dauber, a sponge dauber, and I'm going to tap it in my Real Red, and then I'm going to brush the edges with the ink color. And I'll hold this up to the camera so you can see it in a second. And I'm just kind of dabbing it in there. All right, now let me lift this up so you can see what it did. So you can see the darkness in it. That is what coloring does to it. It kind of overshapes and gives it that rich look to it. Because, you know, on some of your flowers, they have the really dark leaves in there. So doing the color on it works. And then all I have to do with this, since I got it on my silicone mat, is just take my chamois and wipe it straight off of here. But don't get it on the desk like I just did. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there we go. Now, so it just comes right off of there, like you never had it on there. So I love the silicone mats that we have. Dropping stuff. Sorry guys, that was my paper trimmer falling off. Alright, so let's close this up now and we can put this on our project. And I did do dimensionals on here, so let's go ahead and do that again. Okay. And I hope you guys have enjoyed these projects as much as I have and enjoyed this bundle. It is currently available for anybody that is interested in getting it. It is one of the new online exclusives that was released about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, to the customers. So it is available though. All right, so now we're going to put this on, and let's go ahead and put this up here, just like that. And then we have our leaves. I did these out of the Peaceful Pine cardstock, and you can see the detail in them from the impression plate. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut these off because we want them a little shorter. And then we're going to use our glue dots to go on here. Okay. And I just put it on the back of each one of the leaves. So I put 3 glue dots. Okay. All right. And then you just, oops, not there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tuck it in where you choose to put yours, okay? That is totally your discretion. All right, so we're going to do the same thing for this one. We're going to snip it off. We're going to use our glue dots. All right, one more. One more. All right, so here we go. We're going to take this one now, and we're going to kind of tuck it down at the bottom. And when you're putting on your, when you go to put on your dimensionals, think about sliding your leaves under there. You got to make sure you have enough space. You want to make sure you have that space there. And then we're going to take off the backing for our sentiment here. And then this is going to go right over. See, I put that one in the wrong spot. Let's see if I could move it up. There we go. All right, that'll work. And then this is going to go right here. So that's going to go right in there. Okay? Perfect. Now we need to do our embellishments. Again, I use the in color dots, and we got to put our center on the poinsettia. So we've got a piece of gold centerpiece here. And again, I put too much. So this is going to go right here. Thought I was missing something. All right, so now we're going to take these and we're going to put these on here. Okay. There, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to put down here. Okay. So there are our 2 projects. This is project number 3. All right, so let's then go to our project number 4, and then we will be wrapping up. All right, so project number 4 is this little cute box, like I said, that I made. I have a real red cardstock. I have a piece of the gold foil, and then I have a piece of our very vanilla, and then I did an embossing there. And the ribbon that I am using for this is the gold strip. Love this ribbon. All right, let me get a little sip of water. For some reason, I want to get the hickey uppies. All right. So, let's see if I can remember this thing. It was a little tricky when I made it, so hopefully I don't demolish it too bad. I'm trying to, during the holidays I do mess with the 3D stuff, but other than that I don't normally mess with 3Ds. But with my card swaps and things, I have been really getting into 3Ds. So let's see what I can come up with. All right, so we have a piece of cardstock that is 6 1/4 by 5. So on the 5-inch side, you're going to score this at 3/4 and at 4 1/4. And then we're going to turn this and we're going to do it at 3/4. And you're doing the same thing all the way around. Okay? Now what we're going to do is, of course, we need to fold this at our score marks. What did I do with my... Guys, I didn't put my bone folder somewhere and I have no idea. Huh. Ah, there it is. It's hiding. All right. Do y'all ever lose supplies? I have baskets everywhere and I still lose my stuff. All right. So we're going to take that and fold it again. All right. So now what we're doing is we are going to cut up to our mark here. And you're going to cut over here. I'm going to turn it again and you're going to cut here. And you're going to cut here. All right. Now, we need to cut just a little bit here. It always makes it easier when you do that. When you cut just a little tab off to make the fold better. All right, so now, if I'm not mistaken, oh, wrong one. All right, so I didn't score this somewhere. All right, so we should have scored. Oh, there we go. We didn't score this. So we got to score this piece at 3 1/4. And then that one should be at 4 1/4. Okay. All right. So we got to do this. So we got to cut here now. And cut here. All right. Now, since this is my 2-inch, I need this over here to also be. So what we're going to do is, hold on guys, don't let me get myself mixed up here. And that's easy to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this, I need to cut this at an angle like that. Okay. you're just cutting that off there. So when it goes in, I think I messed it up. This is why I don't do boxes on videos. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see. Yeah, okay. We gotta snip this one. I didn't cut this side. Making the tag where it'll fold better. We are going to cut some of the extras off, but I've got to get it folded up first. And then we can cut pieces off that don't need to be on here. Because it is more pieces than we need. And I think I just messed that up. Alright, let's start over. Because I totally bombed that. Alright, let's pull out another piece. This is why I don't like doing these, but I need to challenge myself. So, alright, so we have a 6 1/4 piece of real red. So let's do this real quick. Alright. And then it's by 5. So let's do this. So there is our pieces there, okay? And then we are going to score it at 3/4 and 4 1/4. Then we're going to turn it and we're going to score at 3/4 and then 4 1/4. Alright, so now we need to fold these. We need to do our scores. Give them those good crease. Okay, now we're going to cut our tabs. Okay. Angle these tabs so it folds in. Okay, I have no idea what I did. I believe there's supposed to be a score mark in this section here. So that is there, okay. And then that's 3, that's 4, okay. So, what did I do different? Hold on, guys. I promise you it's not that difficult. I am just making it more so than it should be. Alright. I know we need to have a tab in here. So let's do this. I am going to score this because I need a tab right there. I'm going to actually tear this apart so I can see what I did. I may owe y'all another project because this one's not working for me tonight. I'm trying to take this one apart without tearing it too much so I can see what I did different. because it's not folding correctly. I should have made me a sample instead of using my box as the sample. So let's see what I did. So here it is. What am I doing different? Alright, so we got that. Okay. So I've scored it differently. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take this. We've got it at 2. And then we scored at 2. And then each side has to be 2. Alright guys, I am so sorry. We may not be able to do this one tonight. This is going to be our last chance. If it don't turn out this time, I will owe you another project. Alright. And this has got to be, oopsie, that's not right size. Alright. Let's do it again. We got 6 1/4 by 5. Okay. I'm going to score it at 3 1/4. And then we're going to score it again at 4 1/4. Okay. Now we are going to turn this and we're going to score it at 2, and we're going to score it at 4, I believe. Alright, if this don't work, we're done. And I will throw in another project. Okay. So there. Alright. Okay. Oh, see, and that's going to cut that off. Alright guys, I have totally messed this project up. So I will redo this project, get it together, and get the post made with the box dimensionals, because I don't know what I'm doing different with you being on my video. And I don't want to take up more time. So let me put this back together so you can see the box again. And then I will have to figure out what I did differently and fix it and redo this, okay? So if you get this kit, I promise you it will have this box and it will be with instructions, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong tonight. And instead of getting frustrated, we're gonna just say this is it, because that's what we do, and just walk away, and then we'll come back to the project. Let me hook this back on here so it don't fall apart. Okay, but I will show you what I did with this real quick on the stamping piece for the very vanilla. What I did is I took the real red ink and the little poinsettia flowers here, and I took and did the same thing again. I just did the one, and I went all the way around the edge, giving it a border. Okay, because sometimes we need something but we don't have it, so you just look at your stamps on the inside of the projects and make your own borders. Okay, and then I just turned it around and I did the same thing for the top, and I did it all the way down, going all the way down. Okay, and I should have my silicone mat under here because as you can see, I'm getting a little bit there on my desktop. I close this up. Yes, I love that box too, Debbie. That was an easy box, but I thought I had this one down, but more practice. So I will do that and get the measurements out to everybody as well for that. All right, so what I did the rest of the thing with this one is I did the heat emboss because like I said, I am in favor of heat embossing holiday projects all the time. So we're going to take that. We're going to take our sentiment, Bright Christmas Wishes, and this is going to go in the center here. Okay, and then we're going to take our gold embossing powder. We're going to shake it over the project and tap it off and do it again. Tap the loose off. And I got to hold this with the tweezers so I don't get it everywhere and burn my fingers, because sometimes heat guns do get hot. So let's do this real quick. All right, so we're going to do this. Come on. There it goes. All right. And then I did put the Stampin' Seal on the back of here, and I laid it on my piece of gold foil. Just like that. And of course it's not going to go on there straight. I tell you what, it is just giving me a fit. There we go. All right. And then that would go on the box with the bow. Okay. So there is the box for project number 4. And it does hold a peppermint Yorkie in there. And you could get 2 in here as well. All right. So let's put our projects back together and get them laid out so you can see all 4 of the projects tonight. And get all the tools picked up off of the workspace here and into the basket. All right, now let's pull the projects back out real quick so you can see those. All right, so there is project 3. There's 4, 3, 2. What's this one? And then we have 1. All right. So there are our projects for tonight. I'm trying to put that where you can see it, but standing it up, it's kind of hard, I know. All right, guys, there is our projects for tonight. Remember, this is a free with a purchase, so you can get all 4 of these projects for free when you place a minimum of a $40 order. If you go over $75, you will get a tutorial with 12 projects in it for the product of the month, which happens to be our begonia flower, Bella, which is this one here. So you will get a tutorial with 12 projects. If you place a minimum of a $75 order, you'll get that at the end of the month. Plus, you'll get the 4 projects here. All right, guys, that wraps up our Sunday night Christmas in July using the Pretty Poinsettia bundle. Again, this was the stamp set that we used tonight. This wraps that up, and you have until Saturday to do your orders to get these projects for free. And then thank y'all so much. I will then be back live. Mystery stamping is tomorrow at 8 p.m. I will post all the measurements in the morning for you, as well as emailing those out to you. And then we'll be back live again on Wednesday. All right, guys, have a great evening, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. And I will see you tomorrow evening. Thank you.